Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday morning trading room. Hang on here for a second. We'll get the screen share going on. So yesterday did turn out to be quite the roller coaster of a day. This was yesterday's session, and you can see a near perfect doji bar as the market made big swings both higher and lower, and yet settled pretty much where it began. Notice the volume as well. Lots of trading going on yesterday. So whenever you see doji style bars or small bars with big volume, that should always make you kind of sit up and take notice, because it seems as though the market is setting up for a breakout, although it's not entirely clear which way the breakout is happening. Right now, however, we have a substantial overnight gap. So the market, look at what happened here within the dying minute of the market yesterday. All these bars flashed across your screen in a matter of seconds. A beautiful move, but one that was nearly impossible to take advantage of. And now we have a rather large downside gap. Our first in-sync eagle signal is actually to sell. I don't know if I want to get too excited about doing that just yet. Maybe we'll just keep that on the back burner for now. But there, like I said, big gap. The market sometimes will try to fill those kinds of gaps early. Here now, a number 3 signal building on the Raptor. So the hard edge bounce, there's the number 3 signal. All right. So this is our first in-sync signal of the day, both for the Eagle and the Raptor. I would be looking to short below these lows right here. Rather than take it right on the hash mark, I would offer up a couple extra ticks, take the trade below those lows, looking for maybe some early momentum to try to fill that gap. Oh, there it is, a quick little move, and let's get this out of the way here so we can try to see if the market will indeed fill that gap. I won't be greedy. I'll take it down here to the secondary support zone. Well, maybe not even quite that high. All right, first in-sync Raptor signal, first in-sync Eagle signal. Let's get that out of the way. We've got the primary support zone to deal with. Come on. Our original profit target was right here at the primary support. I'm going to try to be a rock star here this morning and see if I can't take the market lower. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to take my chances at break even. Don't stop me out. You can see the Bollinger's nicely in sync. This, of course, the attraction of these early trades to try to catch some of that early momentum. Okay, so now we definitely would have hit our high probability profit objective for the Raptor. Oh, come on. Don't swing just yet. Just a couple more ticks and I can lock in that high probability target. I'm not liking the fact they're hanging here at the resistance zone.
Order canceled.
Well, as usual, I would have been better off taking profit on target than trying to run out the trade. I think if I noticed correctly here, yeah, see? Trade forecaster says we're in swing mode, scalp mode, hot on the heels. When you're in that kind of environment, you're always going to do better taking profit on target. Oh well. Maybe one day, maybe one day I'll get the hang of this trading thing. I'll do what I keep telling you guys to do. Oh, imagine that. Well, that's a rather substantial pullback. I'm glad I at least took some profit out of that trade rather than leave my stops at break even. That would have been very disappointing. Makes me wonder whether the buyers are going to get more active now. Okay, back into the hard edge now. The buyer's definitely stronger here now. A first micro macro cross to buy. It is against the Bollingers though, which might make me a little wary. Working a possible late filter entry signal here on the Falcon, so that's a little promising. We do have the green bar sell, however. Well, it seems like 78.50, which we are very near, is a little bit of a balancing point. We're still within the ranges of the last few days. So we are going over some of the same numbers here. All right, well, let's take a look here at this late filter entry signal.
Order cancel.
So we've got the late filter entry signal. The signal out of sync comes back into sync. It was against the Bollingers, which is why I ignored it initially. Now it was in sync with the Bollingers. Now it's out of sync again. Because I'm using a second push opportunity on the trade, and all that means is I allow the signal to engage. I see where the market flinches, and then I use that as my entry.
Order cancel.
But that's not working out. So let's scrub that. And we can actually look at a reverse again, as now we're getting a possible trend change signal. So the trend line changing color from green to red. Ooh, let's get ready. Looking for that signal to short. All right, here it comes. I'm going to short it below the primary support zone. That's that blue line. Oh, maybe not. notice how the Bollingers are actually getting a little bit more bullish right now. It's almost as though this little quick move may have been to fake the market out. Well, maybe not fake the market out, but, fake us out. All right, well, let's put that away for now. FOMC day today, of course. So, I don't know. We may just see a whole lot of back and forth. I'm still going to look for the market to try to recover into that opening gap. And the next signal we're going to get to short is going to be our number one signal. And I would look to short, but not until we get below this low right here. See, my thinking is there could be some trend line support. All right, here they come, maybe. All right, so there's the signal. I'm going to look to short it a little bit lower here, below that trend line. Let's get my exit order out of the way for now. Okay, so I can bring my exit order back. A little bit of a reaction now here as we get toward the lows. It might have been wiser to actually enter below this low for the sake of another tick, but I think it'll be okay. I hope it'll be okay. This now the second push bar on this number one signal. So once again, entering below the low of this bar, or this swing low, which is right in the same neighborhood, perhaps a little strategically a little bit safer. But we saw the attempted rally up and no follow through on that, so I'm hoping the move will reverse and try to head a little bit lower here instead. We'll see momentarily. Oh, here we go. We're getting the counter trend signal developing now. Back into the hard edge, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of a pushback here from the sellers. That would also give me my second swing. You know how I like to keep my stops 2 swings back. Well, here's swing 1, here's swing 2. This is actually where my stops should be. If the market reverses from here, then that would give me 2 swings, essentially a mini double top, short-term double top. Okay, sellers, you got to go this time. Okay, here now the number 3 signal. I do not want to see another number 2 signal. That would give us that 2-3-2 type setup. And it does make the buyers a little bit stronger. Shoot, the Bollinger's holding strong. Maybe I'll leave my stop back just a little bit where it was. What I'm not keen to see happen is the market break this swing high by a tick or two, tag me out, and then watch the bottom fall out. Come on, you guys, just a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get the sellers to follow through now, take us below these recent lows. There we go. That's a good start. Okay, that nasty primary support zone that gave me a little bit of trouble before. Come on. You can do it. One more bar. Oh, you scoundrels. Sometimes begging helps. Please go lower. Please. I promise I'll follow my trading rules next time. Look, I'm trying to take profit on target. We'll throw a trend line up here. That'll help hold it down. All right, if this bar turns bearish, I'm going to become very aggressive with my stops. It's kind of the last chance for the sellers at this point. If the sellers can't recover it off of this attempted move lower, then it's probably going to try to rally up, check the trend line. Yeah, see, there's a lot of bullish pressure here. See how we're getting these tails on all these bars? All right, well, I gotta hang on a little bit longer now. And here they go, checking that hard edge, the first hard edge, as well as the trend line. Yeah, here we go. They're gonna see, they're checking the highs now, back into the second hard edge. It's not looking all that promising here at the moment. I think we may, in fact, see a spoke too soon. Well, was there a report at the top of the hour? Okay, I admit, caught a little bit of a lucky break on that one, but even if I had gotten stopped out, I I would have been okay had the market continued higher. Why? Well, because I did everything right on that trade. It just didn't work out. So I used the trade calculator. I controlled my risk. I kept my stops 2 swings back. I wasn't overly aggressive with my stops. You know how sometimes I play with my stops a little bit too much and I end up tweaking myself out of a perfectly good trade. all those things, and you can see even my stop loss, my risk was capped at 250, but where my stop loss was, I would have lost less than that. I would have lost $175, which is well within my risk management scenario. So, like I said, even if that trade hadn't turned and headed south, I would have still done everything correctly. It would have just been one of those times that the market was not going according to plan. And you will get those types of trades happening from time to time. Sometimes, like I said, the market's just not in a cooperative mood. And FOMC days are very often those kinds of days. Well, we are full on in scalp mode here for the next half hour, but my trading day is done. I have my 2 trades in, both of which are profitable. And had I taken profit on target on the first trade, I'd actually have a really good day. I'd be up $200 per contract. As it is, I'm up 170 per contract. Still not terrible. Because the money, of course, made in the multiples. That's where the big money is. You can see how even just trading 2 contracts, well, even with 1 contract, $200 on the day, that's not a bad day. But even trading 2 contracts, that's $400. Shoot, $400 for what? A half an hour's work. Oh, sorry, 33 minutes. Let's not exaggerate here. But that's how it's done. You try to hold out for those high probability signals. You know, I'm very often gun shy those early signals, but it does seem that, well, for the last week or so, a lot of the momentum has come early. And I was thinking as well today, because it's FOMC day, the momentum, the move, if there is one, will probably come early. And as Simon Cowell is so fond of saying, I was right. But overall, you can see the market opens right about here. We are really quite constipated this morning. I guess we could have initially viewed this as a initial trading range, like the first 20 minutes, half hour trading range. Here was the breakout lower. This now the retest. It looks like it may fail, and we may actually see a move higher. Yeah, I know that was a question. Honestly, like I said, FOMC day, I think we're just going to see the market moving back and forth here a little bit. But we'll see if we can't pick out another trade or two. The remainder of this week, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to close the trading room at the bottom of the hour. I do have a couple of early commitments this week, so we're going to have to close up the room early again today. Back into the hard edge here on the Eagle and the Raptor, and as you know, when we encounter the hard edge, we do anticipate a reaction. The Hawk here, very neutral at the moment, although you do have a red bar buy. You could short below if you were perhaps favoring the sellers. And oh, well, the trend line has since changed back. I was going to say the Falcon also leaning that way, but maybe not. Things starting to look a little bit more bullish once more. For the very short term. Okay, this now is an early trend change signal, an early number one signal on the Raptor. And I'm going to treat this bar right here as my second push bar. Let me get my exit order out of the way. So what's going on here? Why do I consider this a buy signal? Well, because we've got a trend change going on. We've got the trend change. The clouds have crossed over. We have the pullback. We have the signal. Those are the elements of the number one signal. See here, the clouds were in a twist. They uncrossed. There's a pullback. And then we come back with the number one signal. So we tried the number one signal short. This now is the number one signal to buy, but it did not print as a number one signal because the clouds are not fully crossed yet. You can see they're fully crossed at this point right here. But it's to your advantage to learn to spot these signals in advance because, well, oftentimes getting in early on the trade can make managing the trade a little bit easier. Especially on a day like today where there seems to be a lot of back and forth. Okay, so as we get close to challenging these highs again, I will bring my stops up now to break even. There we go. In fact, we'll squeeze the trade a little bit. We'll squeeze it a little harder. There we go. That's all you get, one bar.
Order filled. Order canceled.
All right, so here you can see now the proper number one signal developing after the clouds cross the pullback. Here's now the in-sync signal. I took the early number one signal, and if I were a little bit faster on it, I would have met my profit objective. As it was, it unfolded a little bit quickly by the time I got over to my chart. I think I hopped in on this bar right here. But you can see those 3 or 4, 5 ticks that I left out of the trade would have met my profit objective. Ooh, scoundrels. I was a little bit quick with my stop there. A nice little follow through, and actually a decent follow through on this number one signal that we printed as well. You know, looking at it as it was developing, stop placement might have been a little bit tricky because, again, two swings back, very least I'm looking at a stop somewhere around here. If that seems a little generous, then a second push opportunity is very often the way to go. So at this point, I can use that as my entry, knowing that if the market swings again, so here now is my entry because of the second push. If the market swings again, now I have swing one, swing two. I could put my stops there or use the hard edge. Nice little follow through on that. That number one signal looks like it was corresponding with this late filter entry signal on the Falcon. The Hawk, nice trend change or first micro macro cross trend change signal here in the Eagle. So everything came together rather quickly. All right, well, the seller's stepping up here. We're actually producing a soft edge sell signal. We do have a red bar buy on the Hawk. This kind of signal tends to develop near the end of a trend. And we're working an early trend change signal here on the Falcon. We'll see if the market gives us a full trend change signal. It's a little bit, aggressive, but like I said, it is FOMC day. We are in scalp mode. It might open up the possibility of a back and forth kind of market. And you can see by how choppy or how quickly the market is moving, there's not a lot of volume here today, or so it seems. Not right now, anyway.
Order pending.
Okay, well, that slipped a little bit.
Order filled.
Let's bring that up. So looking now for a possible reverse off of this number 2 signal. So I'm short from 45.75. Looking to make 5 points. Okay, well, a little hesitation here off of the hard edge. Remember, when the market hits the hard edge of your trading band, it is going to try to bounce. And, it's a counter trend trade. I'm looking to short into what was a reasonably strong uptrend here for the last 15 minutes. You can see how the momentum is fading as well. Like these bars unfolded, you can see the timestamps here, over the space of about 10 minutes. we've been sitting on this handful of bars here for about 10 minutes now. So a lot of momentum has gone away. Well, we'll stay with this trade a little bit longer. Hopefully we'll see the market kind of retest. I think my profit target, eyeballing this, looks to be at about the 50% level. Okay, a couple of ticks in our favor. We're now into the second hard edge. If we break that, if we fudge that hard edge a little bit, we should see the market drift to this kind of midpoint, this mid zone. All right, here now the reaction to the hard edge. So the next bear bar, I'm going to start to get more aggressive with my stops again. Get ready to bring it here to break even. Be careful you don't hit the mouse button until you're ready. All right, I realize this is really tight. I'm really squeezing this trade hard now. Okay, let's see if they get down there. They're thinking about it. The Bollinger's in sync, which kind of made the counter trend opportunity a little bit more attractive. You can see we were already well below the Bollinger's as that number one signal or the number two signal printed. Okay, I'm going to go now above this bar as it has a tiny little wick to it. Come on. Get down there. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, let's really squeeze it now. And the only reason I'm being this aggressive is it's just the market conditions today. Don't forget to close out your remaining order. All right, well, there you go. So 2 scalp trades and 2 swing trades. I do think the market will probably tail off here a little bit, and it could probably get to around the 78.40 zone. That's near where my profit objective was. You could even go here to your eagle and probably shoot a trend line across the recent lows. Oh, I guess that's it right there. So we have breached the trend line already. I thought the trend line would be more thusly, but all right, gang, like I said, I apologize for ducking out here early, but I do have some appointments this week I need to deal with. I will see you again tomorrow. Be careful today. Of course, it's FOMC day. Anticipate the market to kind of retrace the same ranges for the remainder of the morning until the FOMC minutes are released. I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.